We'll move on to departmental reports, and we're going to start with police report. We have Lieutenant Calderwood.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you can hopefully see my PowerPoint here. So let me go ahead and move it. Let me try that one more time. Okay, can you all see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go over some things that we've been working on at the police department for the month of July and some things that we will be continuously working on. So every summer we try to do directed enforcement on Carlsbad Boulevard. As you guys know from previous presentations, Carlsbad Boulevard is a area that we do saturation all year round, but when it comes to our OTS grant that we have, we try to put a lot of resources in to Carlsbad Boulevard specifically in the summer due to the fact that we have people from all different counties traveling to our city because of the beaches and the tourist attractions. And even with the pandemic, that has been no different this year. So we've done a couple things in regards to loud exhaust enforcement. We usually use electronic message boards throughout the summer, but we have been very limited in the use this summer because they're being used for COVID-19 messaging along the Carlsbad Boulevard for wearing masks and things like that. So the traffic division has worked with Public Works and traffic engineering to get permanent signage placed along Carlsbad Boulevard that states loud exhaust enforcement. And the places that these permanent signage placards are going to be along the boulevard, if you're going northbound, is at La Costa Avenue, Poinsettia Lane, Cerezo, Cherry, and then in front of Army Navy Academy. And then southbound on Carlsbad Boulevard, they're going to be placed at Chestnut, Cerezo, and Island. And we wanted to put these up so that we don't have to continuously try and grab the electronic message boards. People that are coming in to our city and traveling with their sport cars that we're seeing or motorcycles are aware that we are going to be doing enforcement. So on my next slide here, some things that we're trying to do to increase the enforcement efforts. We just purchased some decibel readers that are hopefully going to help out our motor officers in measuring the sound that is coming out of these vehicles and motorcycles along the boulevard and really throughout the city. I just reached out to Laguna Beach PD. They have a very similar issue with this and similar city where the beaches attract people that want to kind of cruise up and down their coast highway. They mentioned these particular decibel readers. While they are not a scientific tool, it's just a field tool that will help us measure the sound that the officer, the trained officer already is using probable cause to pull these people over in the first place. So it'll help with the tickets. We'll see what happens with the court process. Orange County court system obviously is a little bit different than San Diego County. So we'll see how the judges, the traffic judge looks at these decibel readers and if they allow us to use them as evidence in court. Some of the emails and some of the feedback that we have gotten recently from residents is that they're confused as to the Assembly Bill 1824 and why we are not issuing more tickets. So I think the perception is that we can issue a ticket to somebody and it's, I saw in one email that the perception was that it was $1,000 minimum fine for somebody with a loud exhaust. And that is not the case. Assembly Bill 1824 was reversed by Governor Newsom back in October of 2019. So at this point, because of that reversal, this is a fix-it ticket with a $25 fine. So I mentioned that because a lot of times the officers will pull people over for the loud exhaust, but we're trying to make an impact on speed and moving violations and a lot of things that correlate to injury, collisions, and fatalities, and we will write the person a warning for the loud exhaust, but then write them a moving violation that will impact their DMV record and be a heftier fine. So I just wanted to mention that because I know that there's sometimes confusion as to what will happen if somebody does receive one of these tickets, and it's very minimal, unfortunately, at this time. But we still are doing the enforcement. We did have a DUI checkpoint this last Friday. It was at Carlsbad Boulevard and Beach Avenue. This is the first time that we've used this particular location, and it was highly successful in our view. We had over 1,000 vehicles pass through, a total of 1,019 vehicles. A lot of times when we do these DUI checkpoints, we have 0 arrests, which is fine. It means that we are doing our job to deter people, hopefully, from driving impaired under the influence of alcohol and or drugs. In this particular checkpoint, we had 2 DUI arrests. So we were happy that we were able to get those 2 people off the roads. And we wrote multiple citations for people that did not have a license, for driving without a license, and conducted some tows in that case as well. And we wrote some equipment violation tickets. So this is something that goes along with the Office of Traffic Safety grant that we receive. We try to do at least 2 of these a year because the grant funding will pay for those. We had one scheduled in April, but due to COVID-19, we had to cancel that one. So we did this one just this past Friday, which we were happy we were able to do because most of California state agencies are just now being able to start picking up doing some of this proactive stuff because of the limitations due to COVID. We are happy to announce that we received another OTS grant. So the current fiscal year grant expires on September 30th. And then the new one that we were just approved for will start on October 1st. And we were actually given a little bit more money this time. So the grant is for a total of $100,000 that we will be able to put forward to our city for enforcement efforts like this one that we just conducted this past Friday. And the last thing that I have is just bicycle enforcement. I know I've gone over it a couple times. We do have multiple bicycle officers that are out there, and they are primarily in charge of conducting bicycle enforcement along the boulevard and making contacts as much as possible to keep people on the right side of the road, try to educate them on staying off the sidewalks. They're giving warnings, written warning citations. In the last month, we have, they're still doing that, but we've kind of switched their direction because of the multiple complaints that we're getting along Ocean Avenue and the north end of our beach at the North City limits. So we've gotten inundated with high school and college kids enjoying their summer and partying down at the beach. So these particular bicycle officers have now directed their efforts down there, and our traffic division has been focusing a lot of their time for parking violations over near the north end of Ocean as well. So we still will be doing the bicycle enforcement, and I did receive some of the San Diego County Bicycle Coalition business cards. Thanks to Commissioner Pensiers. Thank you for that. And what we're going to do is try to hand out these referral cards to people that are in violation on bicycles so that they are aware of this nonprofit organization that can provide additional education. And that's all that I have. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Do I have commissioners that have any questions? I gotta see if you can stop sharing so I can see everybody's.
Yeah, let me go ahead and get that stop sharing slide here. I'm just trying to get to that part.
I'm happy I'm not the only one that has screen titans on this thing.
Let me see here.
Usually it's towards the top of the screen.
Okay.
If you go up to the top.
Yeah, I've got
Thank you. So do I have any comments from any commissioners or questions? Okay, Commissioner Pensier.
I just wanted to ask if the DUI checkpoint, was that done at Beach for the southbound traffic or northbound traffic?
It was a northbound traffic.
So, so they hadn't got to the roundabout yet.
That's correct. It was in between Beach and Cypress.
Thank you. Good location.
Yeah.
Okay, any other commissioner questions or comments? If you raise your hand, I will call. No? Okay, I don't see any other questions. Thank you so much, Lieutenant Calderwood.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.